there. Unless you've been sleeping under a rock, you must have heard about the mega deal by Joe Rogan. Just signed to Spotify, $100 million. Now, here is the thing about this. Content creators, you should be happy. I mean, it's amazing because when we look at podcasts, podcasts are amazing way to share your story, educate, grab information passively, etc. But historically, radio stations kind of were the kings, queens of audio, but that's changed a lot over the last few years. I mean, radio stations essentially have almost turned into jukeboxes where, back in the day, they used to really push out for talent. And then now they're kind of press a button and commercials play and music plays. And they kind of, put talent secondary, so to speak. And if they did have good talent, they didn't really see the value. Therefore, they weren't paying them, kind of what they should be. Insert Joe Rogan's $100 million deal with Spotify. I mean, this is absolutely amazing because what this does is kind of like capitalism. So what happens is you have a market, a content creator says, okay, Mr. and Mrs. Advertiser, I want to make this, or I'm worth this, or et cetera. And the advertiser says, I don't know. Now, Spotify said, listen, we think Joe Rogan is worth $100 million. He's a content creator. Joe Rogan's doing 150 million downloads per month. I mean, the guy is absolutely massive. This pulls from YouTube, it pulls from Google. But what this does to the market is it opens it up gigantically. I'm excited for this. Obviously, I have a podcast. My rates are going up for advertising. Thanks, Joe. But that being said, there's a few things I want to point out. This is kind of my take on the Joe Rogan Spotify $100 million deal. First off, in the last 48 hours, Spotify share prices went up, 11% roughly. Now, if we take that and you calculate the numbers on what the share price was, $100 and some a share, and then it goes up, etc., they made $5 billion. They're roughly, I think, $31 billion. Part of the Joe Rogan deal, gave him $100 million, and they made $5 billion with the increase in the market in the stock. I mean, that is absolutely amazing. It's like giving somebody $100, they give you $5,000 back. I mean, the odds in the roulette aren't even that good. Now, I think every content creator or person who's consuming content, whatever that may be, maybe you're on iTunes, maybe you're on Apple, etc., this is something to really, really watch out for. I do believe Spotify is kind of going on to, kind of Netflix's realm, so to speak, because they want to be that go-to place. Now, listen, historically, 60% of podcast consumption all on iTunes. Spotify is huge and it's in the game. So what I'd like to know is, what do you think about Joe Rogan's $100 million deal on Spotify? How do you think it's going to shake things up in the advertising world? Also specifically with the podcast world, and what the rate or going rate is for a content creator, so to speak. Again, would love your thoughts in the comments. Joe, thank you, man. The rates just went up industry-wide. This is great. I'm happy about it. But again, would love your thoughts. And everyone, if you have not listened to the Ryan Holtz Show podcast, please subscribe, rate, review. I appreciate you. Joe, where's that rate card? Thank you.